Hello class, this is Bennett speaking on behalf of Bennett, Jacob, and Chris's group, and we are focusing on the rabies virus. Rabies is an extremely dangerous virus, not a bacteria. It's classified as a neurotropic virus, which means it specifically targets and infects the nervous system, including the brain and spinal cord. So how does it get into the body? Usually through a bite or a scratch from an infected animal, think like dogs, bats, and raccoons. Their saliva carries the virus, which enters the wound and begins its journey to the brain. Alright, now that the rabies virus has entered the body, the immune system kicks into gear. The first to respond are the phagocytes. The phagocyte detects the rabies virus that's floating around in the tissue. Once it spots it, the phagocyte engulfs the virus in a process called phagocytosis. The phagocyte then takes fragments of the virus called antigens and displays them on its surface using a protein called MHC2. This is where the helper T cells come in. These cells are a part of the adaptive immune system and have special T receptors that recognize antigens presented by phagocytes. When the helper T cell binds to the rabies antigen on the phagocyte's MHC2, it gets activated. Once activated, it starts producing cytokines, chemical messengers that send out what are called arms. These cytokines do three key things. They activate B cells to start producing antibodies, activate cytotoxic T cells to kill the infected cells, and they recruit more macrophages to the site of cleanup. Alright, so first, let's talk about the humoral response. This focuses on the B cells. The helper T cell activates naive B cells that have receptors matching the rabies antigen. Once activated, these B cells differentiate into plasma cells, which are like antibody factories. These plasma cells produce antibodies, which are special Y-shaped proteins that are specific to the rabies virus antigens. Here's what the antibodies do. They neutralize free-floating rabies viruses, preventing them from infecting more cells, and they tag viruses for destruction by other immune cells like macrophages and natural killer cells. Despite this, the rabies virus is actually really sneaky. It hides inside our own body cells, especially the nerve cells, and that's where the cell-mediated immunity comes in. The helper T cell activates cytotoxic T cells to hunt down and destroy cells infected with rabies. When an infective cell displays rabies antigens on its MHC1 receptor, the cytotoxic T cell recognizes it as a traitor, in a way. The cytotoxic T cells releases perforin, which punches holes in the infected cell's membrane, and granzymes, which enter the cell and trigger apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. This kills the cell before the rabies virus can replicate and spread further.